We were going to go after Heroic Imperial Vizier. However, we were feeling a little bit Lei Shi, so we decided to go do Terrace Heroic instead. Did Lei Shi. We were feeling Lei Shi, lazy. We did Lei Shi Heroic instead. It's funny. I promise it's funny. You'll get it when you're older.
I walk into the party, my name is at the door. I get myself a drink as I make it to the floor. I walk into the party, get my name at the door. But they want more, it's me, do you wanna take a picture of me?
Hey guys, so this week we worked on Lei Shi, Heroic Lei Shi to be specific, which is one of the most adorable bosses I've ever had the displeasure of trying to beat.
So Sark, our GM, decided that Vizier would be our next target. Vizier is a really tough boss, and he was nigh impossible the first day he came out before getting nerfed, but even after the nerfs, it's still very difficult.
But then, due to the lobbying of a couple people who said that Lei Shi was way easier, pretty much at the last fucking minute, we decided to do Lei Shi.
Really, Marza, best friend of Big Crits, suggested to Semi that we do Lei Shi first because it's so easy.
So we thought, well, if we kill this other boss in Terrace, then, you know, we'll be able to get some loot out of there. She drops, like, the Shaw-touched weapons, and that would be really helpful for us to kind of get a bit of a boost to go into Vizier.
If we're doing this on Heroic, I gotta go learn how, so...
Same way as normal.
Step 1 is you pull out your dick.
Basically.
Step 1, kill boss with half the raid dead. Okay.
Put it in the box.
Lei Shi progression was not very fun. Not because we were bad, not because we failed at mechanics, more because we didn't understand mechanics and we didn't do the proper preparation required to be successful at the fight.
Since we prepared to do Vizier, we hadn't done as much homework on Lei Shi as we should have.
So we ended up going into it somewhat blind.
A lot of us were going off of, we're pretty much assuming the fight was going to be the same as when we tested it on beta months ago.
They thought we'd just walk in there and one-shot it, because you can do that with most Heroic bosses. Not everyone's Heroic Elegon.
No. A couple of very key mechanical changes since we did that fight on beta. I mean, which is fine. I mean, that cost us like a couple of pulls of, wait, shit, what the fuck is going on here?
Wait a minute, a live mechanic? Not
I
working
know,
the way it
right?
did on beta?
Insanity.
No, this isn't Yogg.
Time! The first night, we wiped on Lei Shi all night.
And that first day was pretty crap. Like, we did not exactly do very well at all.
Oh my god, like, it seems like we just can't hit our asses with both hands on this boss.
We were thinking, let's just do it like normal mode, so we were. And we were getting the boss to like 35%, and then we were hitting Enrage.
It's mostly management of the buff, and Semi was like, hey, I have an idea, let's do this thing with the buff.
I don't know what's going on, but the pieces aren't coming together.
It was more people, like, ignoring him and not listening. Even though Semi is the reason we did Lei Shi.
So I don't have a strategy or anything, because I feel very forced in coming here. I'll be completely honest. Like, I studied up for Vizier and tell you what to do for that, so we're just going to, like, blindly pull it until we figure out what to do.
Actually, I do know a few reasons why we can't get this boss down. Number one, I think that our strategy is wrong.
Pretty much the only thing we learned was that we should actually be, like, doing stacks and having that be an important part of the job.
And we wiped a lot. Most of it to stupid things. And we always wiped to the exact same percent.
We just weren't prepared, we weren't ready, and it showed.
You know, we weren't playing as a team, and we weren't putting forth that effort you need to, as a team, together to get, you know, to get a boss down. Even over and above that, we were having a really wet blanket mumble environment. Like, somebody at some point mentioned, you know, they said in mumble, like, oh, why is it so quiet in here? And Sark, the GM, was like, it's quiet because if anybody says anything, I'll rip their head off.
Why is everyone so quiet?
Because I'm going to rip their head off if they speak.
And I'm usually a calm guy, but that shit pissed me the fuck off. Because if you're going to make it so people can't communicate and solve problems in Mumble, then you're not going to win. Like, you may as well just leave. What was even the point of saying that?
The point is you're supposed to get better every time, and I feel like on Lei Shi, we weren't really making any real progress at times, and that's a bit disappointing.
Nobody was spearheading the, hey, we need to do X, Y, and Z to fix A, B, and C, because everybody was so scared of pissing somebody else off in Mumble because everyone's just so mad. And, like, you're not going to win at all like that. Like, we should have just stopped at that point, because you don't win if you don't play as a team in a team-related sport or game or whatever like this.
Say, would you be willing to do that that thing where we just build up a 20 stack on you? Or do we even
the thing that I said we should have been doing?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know how to do it?
I stand out and spam icy touch.
Wow.
I
Range
have to
DK,
AFK
huh?
real quick. Be right back.
Yep.
And then the second night, we kind of started messing around with some new ideas, but we had to cut it short because of a disconnection issue.
So we basically had to call it, because you can't really 4-heal Lei Shi. That's 5 healing is difficult enough. 4 healing, no.
Nothing we can do about that. I mean, fucking Mother Nature, bitch.
So, I mean, you know, it's the holidays, sometimes shit happens. So our official decision is we're going to call it early here tonight. Come back tomorrow, if you can, if you can't, whatever, that's fine.
Number 2, people not showing up.
We knew that that first week was going to be really rough because of the holidays.
I logged on about 10 minutes before raid time, joined the raid group, and there was 16 people.
Between people visiting family, people going to and from college on break, people having finals for college, blah blah blah.
Now, I'm not a fucking mathematician, but 16 people is not fucking good enough to do a 25-man raid.
Fuck you, Tuna. It's my staff.
Nope, it's mine.
Can I touch your staff too then?
Yep.
So everyone kind of had a doom and gloom attitude for a little bit, when things really weren't that bad. We were just being moody, like teenagers, even though no one in our guilds is a teenager, really, except for like Tinrayan, because he's like 7. He's 12. Sorry, not 7.
So, over Christmas break, we had a Resto Druid leave.
Baloney Joe, aka the roast beef inspector, I think he goes by now in his new guild. Or maybe you might know him as Loken, the second best healer in Big Crits.
Because he thought that our progression wasn't good enough and we weren't hard enough on people that weren't playing well.
Most of the time, people will stay with the guild and try to improve it and try to improve and try to get to their level that they want it to be at. And if they can't get it to that level, then they find a new group.
People are getting scared, like we're falling behind on progression and we're not really getting what we need to get killed, and we had a horrible week and we're terrible and we're awful and we hate it.
I don't have any ill will towards those people, and I feel like the decisions that they made are the best for them. So to those people, I wish good luck.
Get rid of Logan.
Hello, Ramley's on the bench.
We told him like 2 months ago if he didn't lose 50 pounds, we'd kick him. And he had his weigh-in this morning, so...
So we go back in there and we're like, hey Semi, can you do that strat that you were talking about? And he's like, yes, we sure can. So we went back in there and like after even 6 attempts, we're getting to like 20%, 15%, and it's like, oh well, I mean, here's the key to victory.
Boom, Lei Shi's dead.
And despite the fact that we had some roster personnel shift and there wasn't really a whole lot of people like to get into this raid, we managed to get her killed.
We got a lot of good experience on Vizier, and because we had all the prep for Vizier done already from before, so we went in and got pretty good attempts on Vizier. I mean, we didn't kill it, but we got close enough that it really wasn't too big. Like, no one was like freaking out about it.
It's fine. Just keep
Spread.
Nice fucking job!
Get me up so I can roll.
Like, to all the people that have personally left because they thought our progression speed wasn't good enough, or because they think 2 or 3 people are no fun in the guild, or because of whatever reason and they're just super selfish, you're supposed to be here forever!
Some attitudes have been flaring up lately, but I think that is going to pass, and we are going to be a better, stronger guild, like how it always happens every single time.
As it is now, we're falling out of the top ranks. We've got guilds on our own server creeping up on us, and it doesn't feel good. We need to maintain the momentum that we have going into this tier and carry it over past these obstacles. And if we can overcome these obstacles, no one can stop us.